But as far as your career and everything going on with that, I know you want to take some time or whatever. Like, what factors go into your decision making when you sit there and you try to figure out what your future may look like? Is that you got to wait till you get back to the beach house, throw on some Neil Young, and just hang out on the beach and figure out what's going on? Or what factors really matter to you?
Oh, good one, H.
Hello, baby.
What?
I'm glad I'm up to date on my pop culture so I can understand your reference there.
Oh, nice.
Surprised you're not wearing the Chuck Berry shirt, but yeah, I think some of the factors are the direction of the team and the organization, and how I feel like I fit in the future mentally. Do I still have the passion, the competitiveness, and desire to keep playing? And I think it's a feeling that you just kind of know once you feel the off season has started. When you're a competitive, hyper competitive individual, you also probably want you dream or think about what the fairy tale ending is, and it doesn't mean Super Bowl necessarily, but that's a pretty damn good fairy tale. Not many people have been able to walk off like that. I mean, Peyton did, and John Elway did, but not many people have been able to do that. So it comes down to more just how you're feeling. Can you still play? Do you still have the same commitment and enjoyment with the game? And do you want to sign up for the grind again? And I think the only way of knowing that is to probably get away from it for a little bit, let your mind clear, and then think about it. And think about the enormity of the task and what would bring you the most enjoyment. What's the best for your quality of life at that point?
So last year you said walking off the field, you knew, like you felt like, this isn't it. And then I guess there was actual retirement conversations between you and your people last offseason, and we were not privy to that. And then when you came back and had your first day press conference, you basically laid it all out, what the last 3-4 months that was being scrutinized literally since draft day without you saying anything the entire time. What happened was you said you could feel it, walking off the field. I think you told us that. And you said once again, I think this year, walking off the field. Did you have any of that? Are you leaning towards something? And at what point did you realize I should get away with this type of decision for a little bit and kind of clear my mind, as opposed to being in the middle of the kitchen right now, with one of the most devastating losses I've experienced?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. I felt like I would know if we're in the Super Bowl at zeros, what the right thing to do was, but not in the divisional round. In a game we felt like we were going to win, and that so it's a different feeling. I think even if we had made the Super Bowl, and regardless of the outcome, I think you have to get away from it and not make an emotional decision, and take time, because the enormity of the commitment to return or the decision to walk away, I think warrants ample time to contemplate and to communicate with, friends and loved ones, former teammates who've moved on, current teammates who are still playing. I think you have to factor in all of those different bits of information, and then kind of see what it feels like intuitively inside of you, and then make a decision and go with it and move forward. I think the thing that I will say is that it won't be one thing I would not do, 100% would not do, is retire and then come back a year later. Like, that's just
okay.
I don't have any desire to do that. That makes no sense. I feel like I'm at the place relationally with the Packers, in a really good place, especially with Brian, and the way our friendship and trust has grown, where
The GM.
Good to good.
Yeah, where
Good
it would be a simple conversation, and whatever comes out of that conversation is moving forward. There's not going to be any weird, standoff, war of silence or anything. It's, Brian and I have had good conversations throughout the year, and when it comes time to make a decision, we'll have a conversation, and that'll be that. It won't be a long, drawn out process, and I think that's what's best for me, for him, for the organization, and for all the other decisions that need to be made.
Okay, so I don't want to press you too hard, but you would say that all options are still very prevalent on the board, you would say. Is there, like, retirement is potential? You don't know until you get to that point, obviously, when you get away. Staying with the Packers, definitely still option, especially with what you just said with Gutekunst. That would have to get figured out because $38 million over the cap. There's a lot of decisions that have to be made, obviously. Going to another team, maybe experiencing free agency or going to everything is still on the table in your eyes, you're thinking at this moment.
I mean, I don't think there's any free agency is not. I don't think that's an option, but I think but everything is definitely on the table. There are things that seem more plausible or more likely, which I won't necessarily get into. But the most important thing is first the commitment to playing and to going through the off season and training and all that stuff is the first, and then after that, it's just conversations with my agent and Brian and looking at the desires of the team and the kind of the mindset moving forward, and then make a decision from there. There also is a time frame for this because I understand that my decision does impact a number of other people's decisions, and I want to be very sensitive to that. And so I will definitely make a decision sooner rather than later.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Because everybody's saying free agency. AJ came on yesterday and said he would assume that you would make the decision before free agency. There were some reports on the NFL Network by Insider of Sports, Rappaport, saying before free agency. Free agency is what, March 16th?
Yes.
I mean, that's a pretty long time. I mean, we are in day-to-day business. Are you expecting to have this decision done sooner than later in your eyes of what you said? And what does that mean, you think?
I think even sooner than that. I mean, I'd like to, again, be respectful of the organization. I think the most, one decision that will be upcoming will be obviously Davante and his future with the team. There still is this thing called the franchise tag, which I, don't think 17 wants the franchise. Like no player ever wants the franchise.
Ever!
But that decision on that, I believe, is in February. And in late February. So I think that should be enough time to make a decision by then. I don't want to put myself on a specific date, but I do want to be sensitive to Davante and many other guys who have decisions to make on their own futures, and to drag it out past free agency would be disrespectful to the organization and to those guys, and that 100% will not happen.
You're not retiring, dude. This guy, there's no way. We need to see you out there. We need to see the cold-blooded killer out there. With the turtleneck, with the snow globe falling, with the chance to ride off into the sunset and beautiful. But you do whatever makes you happy. We understand the commitment is great, and we appreciate you stopping by every single week and breaking the monotony, hopefully, of your weekly schedule to chat with us about it all. But what we don't see is all the hard work,
I think what we should do, it would be fun just to, troll some people who dislike you because, you give me a platform to spread all my misinformation. But in the past, I've enjoyed leaking, like when I re-signed, I hit up James Jones. I believe it was just because I love JJ, and he's like the anti-media guy. He's so fun on TV and such an amazing teammate. But some of us who played with him have given him the first info, and I know it pisses off the pros, so the Schefters or Rappaports who are great at what they do. Wow. I know it probably doesn't make them feel great, but if I when I come to a decision, I should probably come on your show first, right?
Hey, come on in, dude. Come on in. Whenever the water's.
I'll come to Indy, and we can do it in person.
Yes.
Put the uniform on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do the whole thing. That'd be great. It'd be like a high school person,
Yeah.
And they're either picking up the golf visor, I'm retiring. Everybody fuck off. Or if you're doing the whole thing, we'd love that. We'd appreciate that. And even if that doesn't happen, I want to let you know we're all pumped for you, thankful for you, and hope that you can find happiness forever in whatever you decide.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. and coming on the show. It's a lot of fun.
Click, clack.